G as a way to learn more about it. The tickets are listed on Gold Star and brown paper tickets. Thrill Peddlers, Pearls Over Shanghai, a must see in San Francisco. So, gosh, going on a little bit with the guests we've been fortunate enough to have on here. We've had discussions with Raphael Mandelman, some other politicians. We've poked fun at people, and poked fun at ourselves. Let's see. Well, let me tell you a little bit about me. Okay, I've told you a little bit about being prejudiced and being fearful and all that kind of stuff. I'm 70 years old, born in Palo Alto, about 30 miles south of San Francisco, and raised down there. Thank God my grandparents kept a home up here because the minute I could get on a train, I was up here all the time. I loved San Francisco. I hated Palo Alto and the suburbs. So I got to, as a young guy, I was born in 1940. So my blossoming years, the years I got to really get involved in what was happening in San Francisco, started around 1955, 56. So I got to be around for the beat era, the Summer of Love, the hippies, the assassination of Dan White, the Compton's riots, which preceded Stonewall by 2 years or something like that. I got to meet Jose Sarria, the Empress Norton. She was famous for working at the Black Cat. He was the first person to run, the first openly gay human being to run for political office in the United States. That's guts. That's real balls of steel. He's still chugging along. He does the trip to Colma, to the plot of Emperor Norton. As the widow Norton, she goes down with an entourage and places a wreath on his grave or tombstone or whatever. So, I mean, there was Sweet Lips. Sweet Lips had a little bar in the heart of the Tenderloin. In those days there were bars everywhere. And when the gay scene started, in my experience, Polk Street became the first gay mecca in San Francisco. Now, there's things that have happened way, way, way back. I know during the gold rush, near where the panhandle of the Golden Gate Park now is, there was a kind of a little area where homosexual men who went out and danced with other men, mostly the miners and the guys who came out here to seek their fortune. They would have dance halls, and there were very few women, and so the men would dress up like gals and dance with the other men. And that little community flourished. I don't know if that has much to do with how we really became such a vibrant, huge community, globally known, as Oz or Mecca, whatever, for the gay world. But it's a rich, rich history. There's so much that I remember. Gosh, the nightclubs. I mean, in the old days, I got to meet Jack Kerouac and William Burroughs and Ferlinghetti, who had City Lights bookstore. Oh gosh, I could just go on and on. Enrico Banducci, who founded the old Hungry Eye, and then Enrico's. And I got to see Barbra Streisand when she was earning $200 a week at the Hungry Eye. In fact, I insulted her when I was drunk. I dropped acid with Timothy Leary. I saw Woody Allen's first performance when he was getting $10 a night at the Hungry Eye again. The Hungry Eye launched all sorts of major talent. Bill Cosby, the Smothers Brothers, and then you had the Purple Onion kind of across the street where Phyllis Diller and a lot of comedians came from. Mort Sahl was a regular at the Hungry Eye. An amazing time. But San Francisco's always been that way. Jazz scene was so big. I think we were second only to New York in modern jazz. I got to see Thelonious Monk and Miles Davis and Ella Fitzgerald, Sarah Vaughan, Jerry Mulligan, Stan Getz, all of these people at the old Blackhawk Club, the Jazz Workshop, Fax and New Fax, Bimbo's 365 Club that started on Market and is now up on Columbus. And then we had the great Washington Square Bar and Grill that launched in the 1970s. The Ed and Marietta Moose and Sam Deach created a club or a restaurant basically in North Beach that became legendary. Musicians, political leaders, news people, interesting people, actors, just about everybody had to go to the wash bag is what we called it. We had 50 plus years of one of the great columnists of all time, the late Herb Caen. His writing, I remember when I was, I think 10 or so, my mom and dad gave me a little newspaper rack. They put it on the breakfast table. And this is in Palo Alto, one of the saving graces that I remember about Palo Alto. They put it was then the Chronicle, San Francisco Chronicle. The second section was only Herb Caen and Macy.